activities by some co-opted members are contrary to the objectives, goals, and ideals of Change Life Zambia. We would like to inform the nation that Change Life Zambia has no title of executive director, and at no time at all did the board appoint any person as executive director. The nation should note that the registered office of Change Life Zambia is and has been 9 Avocado Orchard, Mufurila.
But about 44 days after being registered on 5th and 6th July 2009, some 4 members of Change Life Zambia held what they called the Kitchen Cabinet meeting at this residential address, 4737 Kariba Road, Riverside, Kitwe. Frank Walia was among the 4 attending what was obviously a clandestine meeting. Going through the minutes of the so-called Kitchen Cabinet meeting, there are graphic details of how Change Life Zambia was to proceed with what is called the new liberation struggle anchored in the philosophy of Change or Die Zambia. Now, Change or Die Zambia does not appear anywhere on company's Form 3 as one of their activities. It is clear that Walia and the other 3 people in the Kitchen Cabinet meeting had embarked on a very serious anti-government strategy. The countrywide operational plan would include setting up working groups with teachers, nurses, students, lawyers, and doctors. This may perhaps explain some of the water that has gone under the bridge since then. Remember, it was reported that some medical personnel in Northern Province started turning away patients after the Movement for Multi-Party Democracy MMD retained the Mpulungu parliamentary seat in a by-election in 2010. Now, what is even more alarming and scary is that some very prominent people have actually been meeting to really strategize on how to create confusion in Zambia. All these people seem to be preoccupied with inciting people to rise against Rupiah's administration. They were the same people who never ever gave Levi Mwanawasa any breathing space for the 7 years he presided over Zambia as head of state. And as far as I'm concerned, the sometimes uncalled for pressure from these people may have contributed to the demise of Mwanawasa. That is why, when I sometimes sit back and reflect on how Members Post today wants to say so many good things about Mwanawasa, I find the praises totally misplaced, for they never ever showered any praises on him while he was still with us. They only kind of toned down when they were engaged to do the autobiography, and it appears it was a conditional arrangement with a lot of strings attached. I first laid bare these black and white symbols said to be linked to the occult on Sunday 13th February 2011 when the episode I dubbed Filling You In aired on Movie TV. The same episode aired on ZNBC on 15th February 2011 and was repeated on 22nd February 2011. You may have noticed by now that Members Post has not been publishing these otherwise unexplained symbols since. However, on Thursday, 17th February 2011, Members Post published one in color, perhaps to counter my findings. Just the way they are placed, to make them appear like they are part of adverts or indeed standalone adverts, leaves more questions than answers. Information that I have from right inside Members Post points to the fact that even some reporters have raised an issue with these, wanting to find out what they signify, and there appears to be no clear answer at all. In short, Membe has no explanation. But what some people who understand these symbols and signs, which are in fact best described as satanic, are saying is that this could be the reason why some readers are so addicted to this newspaper, to the extent that people are prepared to spend their last 3,000 kwacha to buy a copy, or indeed the last 250,000 kwacha to place an advertisement. If Member's post is linked to the occult, is it the reason why he feels he is untouchable and cannot be discussed? Is it where he draws his strength from? As for his preferred presidential candidate, the Cobra, it is said that there is much more to it than just being called the King Cobra. I am given to understand that the actual Cobra is very intimidating by nature, and anyone wanting to be referred to as such could have had a very close encounter with one and probably carries it around in his pocket. Well, we all know the consequences of coming face to face with a cobra standing on its tail. But this is what a person who wants to be head of state likes being referred to, even keeping a carving of a cold king cobra on his desk. I know that even in the Christian Holy Bible, the serpent is a condemned creature, and the cobra is a Christian? My conclusion is simply that the black and white symbols in Member's post must be explained, and the cobra must also explain why he keeps a carving of this serpent on his desk. Does he also carry a live one? Member is fond of quoting the Bible, while the cobra is a frequent churchgoer, but it gives me the creeps and also gives me the impression that these two people may indeed be Antichrist devil's children. These are people we need to stand up against. I'm standing up for Zambia. Are you?